Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here. Here's the quick summary of the action today. Fear and greed index has dialed back to 68. Nasdaq futures are up 0.10% post-market. QQQ was down minus 36% at close. SPY was down minus 28% at close. Dow Jones was down minus 0.40 at close. However, Russell index was up 23% at close. VIX was up 1.5% at close, and put-call ratio was neutral. That said, let us look at the heat map and the price charts to see what will happen tomorrow. Let's get started. Here's the heat map for today, and you can see that the energy sector did pretty well. It's all green out here, and I think a little bit of green in the healthcare area and insurance area. Those are the areas that had a little bit of green, whereas the rest of the market was awash with red. However, Nvidia managed to stay positive and keep pulling along, even though it shows a gain of 0.76% in absolute terms. That was a big number. And we have some other companies like Amazon and Tesla doing slightly better than they did in the past. But overall, it's a sea of red as far as the eye can see. And next, I would like to take you to the stock market and have a look at the indices. The indices are showing that we are seeing a bit of weakness. This is the second time that we have fallen below the line of support of the bull channel. Today we are exactly poised on the line of support. So tomorrow what happens is anybody's guess, because the momentum seems to be dwindling out here, which is not a good sign. But anything can happen tomorrow, because when we look at the futures, futures is slightly positive at this point of time. So I'm hoping for the best for tomorrow. We have already seen all the indices, so I'm going to go directly to genomics. And in genomics, we have DNA picking up 1.87%, just like that. I don't think there is any news item or anything out there. Momentum has picked up. Verve has picked up 1.46%. Momentum is slightly up. I don't think there is any news that warrants this kind of a jump in price. Caribou was up 1.15% after being down yesterday, still within this tight range, and the support of 5.22 was activated, and so was the resistance at 5.62 activated. So this is a good swing trade opportunity. Share price is also low. I think one could potentially try a swing trade if you are totally bored. Of course, this is my personal opinion, not financial advice, so please be careful. Do your own due diligence. Allogene was up 0.70%. Chart is still looking very weak. Nothing great to write home about. IMTX was down 0.44%. No change from yesterday. It's looking as bleak as it did yesterday. Beam was down 0.18%. Still getting supported at 33.38. The line of support and the range of trade was very, very narrow. And I think the enthusiasm is also very low. You can see the volumes are also dropping. Momentum is not that great. ARCG was down 0.11%, still supported by 28.02, and very thin range of trading. Of course, volumes are still higher than usual, but range of trade is very slim. Intelia was down minus 0.30%. Chart is looking very weak. Bluebird is down minus 0.73%. Post-market, it's up 0.74%. We just had press release from Bluebird saying that tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning, they're going to release the full 2023 annual return as well as Q4 2023 earnings. So we are looking forward to that, and there could be a potential catalyst there for Bluebird. And as I mentioned, Bluebird has been on a holding pattern, consolidating out here. So if we get good news tomorrow, things are really going to move up. Those who are holding Bluebird will have a great time. If the news is not that great in terms of the sales and all and future projections, then the share price can fall very quickly. And we have this diagonal line of support, which I am thinking is going to provide support. So if there's a fall, there could be a heavy fall out here for Bluebird, and it could potentially drop below $1 if the news is bad. So we have to keep that in mind. CRISPR Therapeutics was down minus 0.74%, and it ended at 7.08. Again, getting support from this horizontal line of support at 70.68. And immediately after that, there is another support at 70.38. So I'm watching these two support levels. I want to get back in here, but I'm locked up in FNGU. Of course, I'm profitable, but I'm holding on for a couple of more days. I am not in a rush to get into CRISPR as yet. So I'll see tomorrow if I can sell FNGU, book some profit, and keep the cash ready. because I'm getting a bit jittery about the market, the direction it is taking. And look at Prime, which was down minus 0.87%, and Bionano down 0.96%, still looking very weak. Editas down minus 1.47%. Seems like it's a bottomless pit out there for Editas. PSEB was down minus 1.90%. However, I'm seeing that there's a floor being developed. I'm just going to put this here for those of you who have the share and who are a bit despondent at this point of time. I'm just going to draw a line of support out here for you guys so that you can look at this. This seems to be a potential line of support out here. We are seeing a bit of consolidation in PSEB and potentially a pickup. It's gone as low as it can. Of course, it has gone below that in the past, so it could still go down further, but generally around 30 it has to jump back up again. So if that happens, then we are going to see a bit of rebound out here. Illumina was down 2.32%. Again, it's ranging between these two lines of resistance and support. Momentum suddenly fell down sharply. I don't see any major news as such, which could probably make Illumina drop. So I think it's pure movement of money here and there. Now let's go on to AI. Let's start with SMCI. SMCI was up 7.20%, plenty of room on the RSI. It's going to go up further. I'm going to initiate coverage of SMCI. I'll make the first video of SMCI this week. I'm working on it. Next, we have Micron, which was up 6.28%, totally overbought. It needs to cool down. So tomorrow we might see a drop somewhere. And if you look at the news items out here, we don't have much out here. I will check out and see if there is any other news item elsewhere for today which pushes up Micron. Yeah, so Micron Technologies is up. Seems like it has to cool down. ARM Holdings was up 3.10%. Plenty of room on the RSI, even though I think it's overvalued fundamentally. The sentiment is in its favor and it's going to go up further tomorrow. Adobe was up 1.54%. Plenty of momentum is needed in order to make it a sustainable upward movement. So I wouldn't bet on it yet. Palantir was up 1.36%. RSI has got plenty of room to move up. Momentum is also picking up and it's above average. It has a resistance at 25.44. Tesla was up 1.05%, moving within this narrow range of resistance at 176.45 and support at 165.84. And it's shuttling between the two. Momentum is also pretty weak. Nvidia was up 0.76%, and it's overbought. But friends, I don't consider Nvidia overbought until it touches around 83 to 84% on the RSI. So it still has room to go up. It was checked today by the all-time high, which was at 950.80 or somewhere thereabout, where we had drawn a line of resistance. Tomorrow it's likely to break through because already post market it's up $1.60 or 0.17%. So post it's at 951.62. So it's already crossed 950. So I'm happy about that. And Amazon was up 0.47%, still riding this diagonal line of support. Plenty of room on the RSI. It's going to be smooth sailing for Amazon. ASML was down 0.11%, very narrow range of trading, and volumes were pretty decent. But momentum is good, but it's kind of decelerating right now. Hopefully it picks up tomorrow, looking at the strength of NVIDIA and SMCI and all today. AVGO, which is Broadcom, was down 0.14%. And the chart is looking good, except that the momentum stalled for a little bit, but it's still above average. So it could move up further tomorrow. Google was down minus 0.41%, but still staying above this diagonal line of support. So very happy about that. Momentum is also pretty good, but it's dwindling a little bit, but it can always pick up tomorrow. Then we have Cloudflare, which was down minus 0.51%. There is a weakness in the chart. Momentum is just about average, not moving in the right direction. AMD was down minus 0.57%. But it opened low during the day and picked up, so there has been a lot of confidence, and I'm thinking that this is going to lend itself to a little bit more improvement in momentum tomorrow, even though momentum is below average. So what I'm saying is not something you can take to the bank in any case, but I'm hopeful that AMD is going to pick up tomorrow and try to challenge the resistance at 184.34, given the rest of the semiconductors going ahead, and also the memory of the NVIDIA conference is slowly fading, and AMD will come back into focus again. And FNGU was down minus 0.67%. But friends, I'm afraid that potentially it is moving on a superior bear channel. So tomorrow I need to see evidence that it's going to move along this diagonal line of support of the bull channel. And if that happens, then I would be happy about it. Otherwise, I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I'm holding on to all the FNGU that I have got, and tomorrow I'll take a decision. Apple was down 0.83%, and it got stopped by the resistance at 170.83. Momentum is looking pretty weak. They need to make some announcement, and that could move the market. They're having a few external troubles as well with the government and the regulators. So there's going to be a subdued sentiment out here, but low price Apple is always a good buy in my personal opinion, not financial advice. And we have Applied Materials, which was down minus 0.85%. Chart is looking pretty good. Momentum is dropping a bit, but still above average, so it could pick up tomorrow. Meta was down 1.29%. It has fallen below the diagonal line of support once again. This is not a good sign, my friends. This is the reason why I'm thinking I'm a bit concerned about FNGU, and I might pull the trigger tomorrow on selling it because NVIDIA alone cannot pull the FNGU. If you look at Oracle is down 0.13%. Chart is starting to look a bit weaker, but still momentum is above average, so it can always turn around. But look at another component of FNGU, Microsoft, which is down 1.37%. It was not able to break above 425.30, which is a resistance for it, and it got a support today from 421.08, which is a horizontal line of support, and momentum has dropped sharply even though it is above average. So tomorrow, if Microsoft turns around and Meta turns around, then I would be happy with FNGU. Otherwise, I think it's time to move out of FNGU. Next, we look at Qualcomm, which is down today. There is a sudden drop in the momentum. I guess this is the result of dropping Autotalk merger or acquisition because of regulatory pressure. So I think the market is going to think over it a little bit, and then it will pick up again because, again, it's a semiconductor, and that's the flavor of the season. Intel was down 1.74%. Any amount of government money doesn't seem to be propping up this company. They need to demonstrate that they are progressive and they are in the cutting edge. Until they do that, I think they're going to have trouble. The resistance at 41.98 kept them down today. They tested it once and then they went down. Momentum is not looking great. So I think the outperformance of NVIDIA has put all the other semiconductor companies on notice, especially AMD and INTC, which were the closest. They got slammed in a very, very bad way. So they need to demonstrate to the market that they are up to the competition, and then they will be back in favor again. That's my personal opinion again, my friends. I'd like to say a few words in conclusion. I think from my perspective, it seems that the interest rates are going to remain higher for longer. Our earliest cut might most probably come in June. So the market, I think, is looking at that aspect, and we have come all the way down from 6 cuts to around 3 cuts probably. So if those 3 cuts happen after June, they are going to happen rapidly one after the other, which could be a very, very big catalyst. So that's point number one. Point number two is that geopolitical issues are kind of flaring up again, and there is this election coming up in 2024 in the US, and therefore I think there will be a lot of maneuvering going on geopolitically. We have the standoff with Israel and the Biden administration. We have the problems in the Red Sea, and we have adversarial relationship for US with China, Russia, and also potentially now Israel. And Saudi Arabia is kind of standing in a very ambiguous position because they didn't talk too much about the Houthis and get them under control. So one doesn't know what's going to happen with oil prices. And if oil prices go up, inflation goes up. If inflation goes up, then Fed becomes more bullish. And as a result of which the markets can come down. People are not going to be happy, and the Biden presidency might probably have a big challenge getting re-elected. So all these things I believe are playing out in the background. So the next 6 months are going to be very volatile in my opinion. So That's what I think is happening, at least for the next few weeks until June. I don't see any fireworks, but after June, I think as the interest rate starts, the prospect of interest rate comes in play, I think we'll start the pressure on oil getting higher, so that there would be volatility. That's my idea. Maybe I'm a conspiracy theorist, I don't know. Please put your opinions on the comment section below and let me know what do you think is going to happen going forward. So I am thinking I'm getting out of the XXX leveraged products tomorrow, and I'm going to stay on the sidelines. And just before we go, I want to talk about DWAC. DWAC is the SPAC which is taking over, which is merging with Truth Social and taking Truth Social into the stock exchange under the ticker symbol DJT. I believe DJT was a ticker symbol which was retired earlier from a previous entity that Trump owned. The company doesn't have profits, and the company has very low billing, and its losses are more than its revenue. So a high valuation that we are seeing right now is definitely market manipulation. In my opinion, I think some people who are sympathetic are probably buying up the shares and holding it, or something like that. DWAC, as soon as the merger was announced, DWAC fell 14%, and then today it has gone up again. So those lofty values, in my personal opinion, are not indicative of the value of Truth Social platform, and therefore I think I would stay very far away from that personally. I would like to hear your opinions. Please put that in the comment section below. I think we are looking at a potential train wreck for anybody who invests in that stock, because it's likely to plummet down because of two reasons. One is the fundamental reason that the earnings are not that much to justify this high valuation. More reasons, I can say. The other thing is that it's not a unique company. There is Facebook, there is X, there is Threads, there is Instagram. So many social media applications are there. So this is one more coming in late, and it's very, very political. So it's not going to make much of a difference. It's not something new that has come into the market. So that is the second reason. The third reason is that Trump has to hold his stocks for at least 6 months. And we know that Trump likes to push and get things changed to his favor, regardless of what the rules state. And the board of directors have to approve and let him take his money before schedule and sell off the stocks before 6 months. And the board is going to be staffed with Devin Nunes and Donald Trump Jr. and all his friends. So sooner rather than later, they are going to pass a resolution, in my opinion, to allow Trump to sell. And when Trump sells the stock, that's also going to tank it, because if he sells at once, it's going to take it down. Unless a wealthy benefactor comes and decides to buy it from him in a block deal at a high price and holds it and does not release it into the market. Anything can happen. We never know. This Truth Social and DWAC, I don't think is behaving like a normal SPAC or a normal company. So I would stay clear of that. I would like to hear your opinions. If you have any, put that in the comment section. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye.